Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
Okay, we need to figure out our Prolon situation. So last time we did this,
I wanted to start on Tuesday, and Trey said, I'm traveling Tuesday. And where are you traveling to?
I'm going to Houston for like 24 hours.
For what?
Oh, I have a friend that moved to Houston. I'm going to help him like move into his apartment, and then I'm coming back because I'm a nice friend.
Oh, no, you need to be like, excuse me, I'll help you after my Prolon journey.
Well, then I have a trip the next week, so I think we need to do this. Stephanie said she can't do the weekends because she doesn't want to watch people eat food in front of her.
Yes,
so.
And my family does not eat like things I don't care about. They eat real good stuff, so no.
So I think we need to start on the 12th. Last time we did this, we did this separately.
The 12th is on a Sunday, right?
You know what? I meant to check this before I left Montana. There is a Prolon box in your pantry.
That is Travis's, not mine.
Okay.
But you could have it because he's never going to do it.
No, I just thought maybe you didn't do yours last time.
No.
I was suspicious.
No, I did mine.
Okay. Well, I think we should start on the 12th.
Okay. Yes.
And I ordered the expanded pack. Is that what you ordered too?
I ordered whatever you ordered. I said, hey, what did you order? That way we can do the same.
Because last time I loved
thing.
mine, and she was mad that I loved mine so much, and she didn't love hers. She got the regular version.
I got the regular soups, and Trey kept talking about the soups I didn't have. And I was like, wait, I did not get that soup. So
I was like,
I want the soups he got.
Yep.
And,
I'm very excited.
So
last time I lost 12 pounds. How much weight did you lose?
Oh, my God. I think I only lost like 5.
Oh, well. My body was just probably in shock. It was like, what the actual... Like, yeah, so...
No. Well, I'm going to start. I have it at home. I'll do it with you. But I want to start like on a day that makes sense. So we will, I guess
we're going to start on Sunday the 12th. If anyone wants to start this with us, we're starting on Sunday the 12th.
Yeah. I'll just put it on my story every day.
The shipping's also really fast, too. So if you want to do this, I ordered my box on Thursday the 2nd. It's getting here today on the 6th. So it's pretty quick.
You have time to join us. And if you've not done Prolon, it is incredible. And it is, as Trey says, a lifestyle, a science, not a
diet.
Yes.
So last time I did Prolon, I started Prolon on the same day that I took my Ozempic shot, that I had a root canal and I had blood drawn, and I still made it through. I, at the end of the day, was like, I am drained. And I know why now.
There's a reason. But also, I don't think you're really supposed to exercise like you. I think Trey did everything you shouldn't do.
I did try to go to the gym every day, and that did not work for
smart.
me. Now, this is interesting. 3 consecutive cycles of Prolon have shown to reduce your biological age score by an average of 2.5 years, and your waist circumference by 1.5 inches.
Oh, gosh. Okay,
Wait, isn't that crazy?
Yes.
3 consecutive cycles.
That's insane.
Lose 2.5 years off your biological age. That's wild.
In 5 days. 5 days, 2.5 years.
Stephanie's going to be 22 by February.
I'll be like the pro. Now I know when my friend does it every month. I have a friend who does it every month. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're
talking about the drones.
Yeah, I don't even know what they are, but I do think the government knows. They're just not telling us. They know everything.
They know. Yes. Because why wouldn't they have shot them down if they didn't?
Yes.
So,
do you think it's like a U.S. thing?
Yes.
I do too.
Well,
I do because I think if it was another country, I don't think it's aliens, right?
So I've gone down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
So are you following Bethany Frankel's like Dior bag TikTok?
I saw it. I mean, I'll watch.
Do you know why
some
she's doing
stuff,
that?
But it's instead of drones, it's Dior bags. So that maybe
because she posted
drones,
a video and it got 500 views. She has 2.2 million followers.
Yeah,
and she got 500 views on a video. She was like, something's up. So she started calling them Dior bags. And I don't know if she's added other words. There's like an Oscar de la Renta bag, and there's something else, and I don't know what they mean. But it's really funny now because she has all of TikTok talking like this. So you have these big burly truckers that are like, I saw a Dior bag today. And they've never said the word Dior bag in their life.
Oh my gosh.
So I met some people when I was in New York who live in Jersey. And I was like, oh, do you have drones? And they were like, yeah, we have drones, and they're stupid. And I was like, well, what is happening? And she was like, these things are like the size of school buses. They're not little. And they hover around your house, and they're really loud. And you just kind of get used to this chirpy noise. And she's like, there's times where like I won't have cell phone signal or like internet connection to my house because of these drones. And she's like, I'm not sure if they're doing something like, if they're shooting something down and that's why I don't have it, or if it's just like interfering with the satellites. But she was like, they're huge. She's like, they're huge. They're huge.
I thought they were like little things that they flew, like I don't know.
She compared it to the size of a school bus. She showed me a picture, and it was pretty massive.
Have we? I've really not paid attention to this online that much. Do they look big online?
Yeah, I mean, they're high up in the sky, but like it looks like the size of a plane. But it's just sitting there, and you can hear it though.
I feel like we should all throw a temper tantrum until the government tells us what's going on.
Well, so like mainstream media is not reporting this, just TikTok is, which is kind of weird too.
That's super weird.
And then last week, and I saw this whenever we were in New York, there was like a really weird, it was like oddly foggy.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this thing on TikTok about how the fog was like following right behind the drones to where people were like, are the drones causing the fog? Like, are they producing fog? But there was one day where like half the city was foggy and the other half was just like sun was shining. And it was like weird. But it was on the Jersey side.
That's so weird. I don't know what it is. I think if it was something that nobody knew, especially like people that are supposed to take care of us, we pay them to take care of us.
I have no faith in those people that are supposed to take care of us. Are you kidding me?
They have to know, though. We have like a whole, they have to know. I truly believe they know.
So here's a theory.
The aliens? What?
Well, that's one of them.
Okay.
Which I had a few cocktails and I was on TikTok and there's this alien lady, this lady that speaks to aliens, and she had me convinced. But I think it was the drinks that were making me feel that way.
I just think, again, that we would be terrified and they would be terrified.
Yeah, probably. But the other theory is that these drones are a threat that were sent over from China that kind of follows the whole tariff thing. Remember that balloon?
Yeah.
That we shot down?
Yes.
So there's a lot more of these drones deployed, and if things don't go well, it's going to start a war within the city.
Why are you ruining my day?
I'm just saying this is what the people are saying, and now everyone on my TikTok page is trying to sell me this like water tube. Have you seen this? Oh my! Everyone on TikTok is like, you need to buy these water straws because if our water supply gets cut off, you need this to survive. Da da da. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! No, I did not like.
And, here's the thing. What? Here's the theory. The theory follows that movie that the Obamas did a few years ago. Remember that on Netflix?
Uh-huh.
About how like our internet went down and now we have these planes that are just like.
Yeah. What planes?
You don't see that plane?
No.
There was a plane.
I've just been living in my best healthy life in Montana. I don't get on the news. I don't like.
There was a plane in some other country that just like it was going up and then it just nosedived.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean,
it follows that theory.
I do think that, the people that lead our country know what's going on, right? I think, the military knows what's going on. There's no way that they're just doing, like, drones are just over here and nothing's happening. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they're not telling us. My big thing was like, it's probably our military or somebody doing it. And that's why nobody's ringing the alarm because I don't know. I feel like they probably do stuff all the time that without people knowing it. But I don't know why you wouldn't just say these school buses flying over your house. See, they're not flying over my house, so I don't, like if they were over my house, I'd be like, what? But I mean, I guess you don't. I thought they were like little, the drones that you fly. When I hear drones, I think the ones that you buy at the little store, and they're like,
these aren't Best Buy drones. Well, that's what this lady was saying too. She's like, you can't really shoot them down because they're huge. They're gonna fall on something and like crash through a building. You can't just drop them from the sky.
That's insane.
So
no idea.
The other thing that's kind of sending TikTok into a whirlwind over these is there's this lady that's like a former FBI agent or something like that. Maybe she was like Secret Service, CIA.
Okay.
And she got on there and she was like, there are plans that we have intercepted that are like still active for something very similar like this to go down, that like if we were to have another war, it would be a cyber attack. They would go for our satellites, they would go for our water system, they would go for our electricity, and basically just that alone we would implode, which is a lot like that movie that the Obamas did.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you for really disturbing me today.
So,
I'm going to go
I'm just saying, get an extra case of water bottles and get one more for me.
Listen, at some point, you're on your own. Just kidding. You can have my 12 water bottles that I have in my gym, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of water, water bottles, every time we go out of town for like any length of time, first of all, we always have people watching because we have a lot of animals, right? So we have to have somebody there making sure that they're all taken care of and good. So, but every time we go out of town, something happens, right? Like all chaos happens, and we are like, a ways away. And I was living my best life, and we had a guy staying at the house, and he stayed there many times before. So I was like, if he knows the house backwards and forwards, if something goes wrong, surely he'll know how to deal with it. But I guess he was taking a shower kind of over on like the side of the house that Travis and I's room is, right? And then I do think he told Travis's assistant and Travis like, hey, something's going on because this side of the house really, the water isn't getting very hot, right? So he was like, so I'm just showering over in the kids' area, like on the opposite side of the house, right? So, and I'm sure Travis probably thought it was like a pilot light or something, right? Which is what I would think.
Is it?
When I tell you, we had our non-tankless. How we did not have a tankless water heater in that house, I have no idea. But our non-tankless water heater burst. And our bathroom is Venetian plaster, which if anyone knows about that, it is not like normal walls. And part of the ceiling now was falling in. I have like missing cabinet doors that I think just got warped and came off. The floor across from my laundry room looks like spikes. Like they are going in like a triangle coming up. I think we're gonna have to put it to our insurance. There's that much damage. So
Stephanie wants to gut it.
I've been wanting to redo that house anyways because we've lived there. I mean, we lived there about 8 years? Like when did we move there? Probably 8 years ago. And we have so many freaking Christmas parties there and people in and out and children and dogs and whenever you have puppies and young children, it's hard to keep things looking the way they should. Mm-hmm. And whenever your husband likes to throw Christmas parties at your house every year and your entire furniture is like taken out of your house and put in your garage and then brought back in the house, it's just like So I've been wanting to redo it, but I kind of want to wait until we get I do not like to be house poor. I really don't. Like that's my big thing in life. I'd rather have Montana taken care of and then throw money at something else. Like I don't like to throw money at a bunch of different things, even though I really am not the one that works for it. My husband is. I do not like him stressed out over. I want to do it the right way. Like I don't want to do it on a budget. I want to just go in and I want to do it like we did our Montana house, where we went in and it
balls to the wall,
and it was like everything that I wanted, and I want to do that with our house. So I would love to wait, but we're gonna have to get these floors fixed. That's for sure, because it looks horrible.
It's a starting point.
It is a starting point. It is. So we came back from Montana. I got what I think is the flu the day after. After New Year's, I was in bed for 2 days straight. When I say I was in bed for 2 days straight,
would have worn a hazmat suit here today. Had I done that?
No, but it's been it was after New Year's for 2 days, so I was over it. It was like a 48-hour weird
I know
thing.
other people that have had that too.
Travis was still in bed whenever I left. He has been in bed. Like he flew sick as a dog.
Ugh. That's
and then
awful.
He was in bed all day yesterday. I think he's finally feeling a little better today. He said he was going to go to work. I'm like, oh gosh, you're poor people having to be with all the germs. But yeah, there's something going around because he is so sick.
Ugh. Ew, I cannot get sick. And I feel like I'm getting a little sick. It is freezing. It's 24 degrees today in Dallas.
Yeah, it's chilly. It's never this cold in
my
Dallas.
throat feels dry, and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I can't get sick.
So Trey told me a while ago, and I'm a good friend. I really am a good friend. He said, hey, I'm going to do this as a big surprise for my friend. This is my whole thing. What did I tell you? I was probably the one person who was from the beginning
So here's what happened. So I wanted to plan a trip for my friend Jordan. He never got to a big 30th birthday party. And I ended up selling one of his friend's boyfriend's homes recently. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use some of that money that I was going to give him some of that money as a referral fee. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something with that he wouldn't normally do for himself. And so I booked us a trip. And I'm taking him next week to London. And then from London, we're going to Paris. And then we're coming home. So we're doing this like whole like 6-day trip. But my whole plan was to kidnap him. Like have a ski mask on, throw a bag over his head, put him in the car, and he would have complied.
Have you never seen Jawbreaker?
No.
Do not do that. Like the girl died in that movie. Friends kidnapped her.
He doesn't have those kind of skills.
Okay.
So I was going to kidnap him, take him to the airport. He would have probably figured out it was me at some point,
Yes.
like when he saw my car or something. And also he will willingly jump in a German vehicle with that mask over his head at any point. Like he doesn't care. So I was like, this is going to be great. But what I needed was him to take time off work without knowing that I was planning this trip. So there's this boy that he likes. And they've been talking for a while.
This is where he first went wrong.
So I said, hey, I need you to tell him that you are taking him on a trip Monday to Wednesday because we are leaving on the Friday before at like 9 p.m. I booked the 9 p.m. flight because it'll get us to London at like, 7, 8 a.m. And then he won't have to request off work that day. This can be perfect. So
Wait, how long are you guys there for?
Saturday to Wednesday. So like 2 days London, 2 days Paris. We're making it quick. I'm not trying to drag this thing out.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna be great.
Okay.
So, he has to have something to come back for.
Yeah.
So he does, and he tells this boy tells Jordan, he's like, hey, I'm taking on this birthday trip. I need you to take off Monday to Wednesday. And Jordan's like, okay, and does it. And I'm like, okay, great. So then Jordan starts asking questions, and this boy starts giving answers. And I was like, hey, shut up. Like, you're giving too many answers.
What does he say?
And Jordan's just like, so where are we going? Like, what's the weather? What should I pack for? And he's like, think like cold and rainy. And Jordan's talking to me, and he's like, where is he taking me? And I was like, don't worry about it, but like, you'll have a good time. Like, it's somewhere you haven't been, but you'll have a great time. I've been there before, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not trying to give him like too many clues.
That's where you first went wrong.
So then the guy's asking him for his passport info.
Okay.
And I was like, why are you doing that? And he was just like, well, I don't know. Like, don't you need it? And I was like, no. Like, I actually already had a photo of his passport. And then I kind of freaked out for a minute because now to go to the UK, you have to have a visa. It's called like an ETA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's new. Like, as of like January 2nd. So I was freaking out because I have to get this visa for him, and I had to find out if he is a convicted felon or not, and I don't truthfully know that answer.
If you're forensic.
Well, I don't know if the conviction was like overturned, or, I don't know, whatever. So
Wait.
It turns out his record's clean.
Okay, that's good. Wait, what?
But I was like, this will be my luck that we land, and he is immediately detained.
That would be
and then I was
so,
still carrying on with my
like
trip.
such a good podcast, though.
So then Jordan's like, I think he's taking me somewhere overseas. And I was like, no. And this boy got a little tipsy one day, and he was like, well, we're not going to London. And Jordan's like, I think I'm going to London. And I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, why would this boy take you to London? Y'all have been talking for like 2 months. That's weird. Like, no, you're not going to London. Well, sure enough. So then this guy gets a job somewhere else. And so they're like, not pursuing each other anymore. But I was like, you have to keep up the facade.
The guy's not pursuing him, but he's fully pursuing the guy. Let's be honest.
I was like, you have to keep up the facade. Like, y'all are still going on this trip, right? So Jordan is telling all these people how excited he is to go on this trip with this boy that he likes so much.
Who's like backing off because he's moving. So then Jordan's like doubly excited. But even before this, I told Trey, what did I tell you?
She was like, this could be a bad idea because he could be more excited about going on a trip with the boy than going on the actual trip.
Yes.
And I was like, no. Well, I had multiple people call me this last week. They're like, hey, I think you need to tell Jordan because he's really excited to go on this trip with this boy that he likes. And I was like, ugh. And they were like, we just don't want you to get to the airport. And then he's like, wait, where's the boy? And it's just you standing there with your luggage.
Either that or give your ticket to the boy and be like, here you go.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
So I told him. And he was actually relieved because he was like, oh, I was so stressed out because I thought I was going to have to be skinny and I was going to have to be all ready this whole trip. And I didn't know where we were going. So he's very relieved that he's going on a trip with me. But now I don't get to kidnap him.
Oh, no, I think it's so good because I mean, you've been in like brand new relationships where you're really excited and giddy. And I'm sorry, in a brand new relationship, if somebody's like, I'm going to sweep you off and take you on a secret vacation, you are going to feel so loved and so special. And I was like, you need to tell him because I don't know. Because I know I would feel so loved and special like back in the day whenever you're dating somebody. And it's
yeah,
like
but the
brand
other
new.
actions that this boy has brought forth have not been that of loved and special. So I was hoping that he would get over it.
But he's been wanting to feel love and special.
Yes.
So like
Well, I'm going to make Jordan feel loved and special.
Yes, you are. And you're going to get
and I get a trip to Paris out of it.
Yes, and then you're going to try to get a leather appointment at the flagship Hermes store.
And get Stephanie a bag.
Yeah, well, if you don't want one, then you better give them my wish list and bring Mama home a bag. I will give you a little bonus for it.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I will give you a bonus for it.
Smuggling it through.
I told Trey I do have a store in Paris that does sell me Birkins.
She has a name and everything.
I have a name of the lady and everything. The way I got it is so funny. We show up. I'll tell you the story. We show up in Paris, and there is Travis gets an email from one of his really good friends in New York, and she's like, "Oh, while you're in Paris, go to the Hermes right across from the Chanel, and there's this lady named blah, 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 and tell her that I sent you if you want to get Stephanie a Birkin," right? And I was like, yes, please. I would love to get one. Yeah. So little did he know, she just did that kind of like as a wink, wink joke because you just really can't go into a store and buy a Birkin. So Travis and I go in to the store, find this lady, and we noticed that there's a Hermes, but there's no Chanel. But we're like, oh, maybe since she's been there, the Chanel moved, right? So we go in and say, her name was Beatrice. Is Beatrice here? And the lady is like, oh, yeah, hold on 1 second. She brings this girl, Beatrice. Well, Travis shows her the email that says she can get us a Birkin, that my friend Wendy sent us. And, we'd like to buy some stuff. But also she said that you can help us get a Birkin, right? And this lady's looking at this email, and she is so confused. She's bringing her friends over that work with her. And she's like, what? I don't know who this lady is. And Travis is very convinced. He's like, yeah, Wendy, you know her. Like, she says that you help her all the time when she comes to Paris, right? So this lady is so confused. She sells me a Birkin. She brings me up in the room and gives me a few options, and I buy my first handbag. And I'm like, oh my God. So then every time I've gone back, she's remembers us because she's probably like, these dumb Americans. I've never had this happen before. And she always sells me a Birkin.
But it worked.
I always buy other things, but honestly, I would buy more if I had to buy one on a secondhand store. So we always buy other things. Anyway, so after we get this handbag from her, I'm walking around and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe this actually happened. We're walking Paris, and then we come across another Hermes, and right across the street is a Chanel. And Travis is like, oh my God, that is the wrong lady. And we were at the totally wrong store. It just happened to have the same lady's name. And the lady that we talked to was the manager at that Chanel that we were, or at that Hermes that we were at. So then he walks in and to the Hermes across from the Chanel, and he's like, hey, yes, is there a lady named Beatrice that works here? And the lady that works there said, oh, yeah, there is, but she's on lunch break. So we literally got a Birkin when we should not have gotten a Birkin with 0 sales history in Paris by literally confusing the crap out of this lady.
I love that.
So, yeah, so if you...
That's my plan.
Yes, or go to the flagship store, get a leather appointment, and get one that way. But, yeah, you can get them. I will say if you want a Birkin, Paris is your place.
Yep, that's right.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at We Could Dose of BS. Bye.
Bye.